Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Tommi Krasic for an interview today. How are you?
I'm good, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Could we start the interview with you introducing yourself and letting us know a little bit about you?
Yeah, hi, my name is Tommy Krasic. I'm based here in Melbourne, Geelong, so Victoria. I've been doing acting now for about 5 years or so. I've been doing theatre shows, vertical dramas, small roles in feature films, and a bunch of other short films. But I love it. It's my passion, and that's everything I want to do in life.
It's good. We're glad you get to live your passion.
Yeah.
It's very rare these days, so when you can do it, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. What draws you to a particular role?
I think what draws me to a particular role is one, the understanding of the character. Sometimes it's nice to throw yourself into a deep end, and if you don't really understand them, getting to know them. And I feel like that journey of getting to know them and understanding and trying to relate certain things in your own life to that character that you can draw upon, I think that is what draws me mostly to characters. And then always the ones that are always fun. They're the ones that you
Mm,
can't just want to jump at and grab. So I think that for me is what draws me to a character.
good. How do you prepare for the various characters?
Yeah, similar. Just it's a lot of drawing on your own connections to what that character might be going through. And then depending on what the character is, it might be a matter of having to study history that they have and then learning to put that through in action and translate to camera. But I think, yeah, in the end, it's all just about understanding and just really doing your history and your research.
Mm. How do you find the difference when you get the scripts? So like vertical dramas, you don't get them, you get them like rather quickly
Yeah.
compared to other ones. How do you manage that when you go on screen?
It's just reading.
Yep.
Yeah. So you'll get it and then straight away just get into reading the thing and going through it over and over it again. And sometimes it's actually quite exhilarating to get them so late because I feel like you're really being spontaneous with your actions. You're not overthinking things too much. And it's a nice challenge just to be able to try to memorize these lines so quickly and especially the turnarounds, changes to the script might be made. And I think it's actually quite exciting. So that's something that I actually look forward to when I get a vertical drama script.
That's
Mm.
good. That's good. Okay, so you're very multi-talented, as I've learned. So
Thanks.
you did in the Spider-Man Seasons of Change, you were
Yes.
listed as the co-director,
Yep.
co-writer, co-producer,
Yep.
cinematographer,
Yep.
editor, and actor.
Yep.
Could you walk us through how you navigated all of that?
I don't know, get challengingly.
Yeah.
It was it was interesting. It's a project that I had always wanted to do since I was in high school. Like growing up, yeah, I'm quite a nerd and I love all the Spider-Mans, the Batmans and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
always something that I wanted to do. And it wasn't until 2021 when I met my friend Eric Osterland in university. We went to film and television JMC. And that's when we started really going through ideas that I already had, ideas that he wanted to bring on board, and we kind of merged this thing. And that's why we became these co-directors. We wrote it together. And then, yeah, from there, it's always easier to kind of do your own process on things, especially when you're doing things on such a low budget. You can't really ask out for people to help with editing and cinematography. It's people who will help you, like with being camera operators. My friend Hamish, he helped out with being the camera operator. But then when it comes down to it in the end, it was almost just easier for me to just navigate the process of getting from point A to B through my own hands. And then Eric
Yeah.
as well, he took on other responsibilities throughout that process. And that's really how I navigated the whole thing. It was just easier to be doing it yourself rather than resourcing other people.
Yeah. I actually shot a short, well, I didn't shoot it, I was part of it, a short film in Adelaide for Captain America. So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was cool. It's on YouTube. I'll send you the link
Yeah,
after
definitely
this.
something to
But
link. I love watching other people's fan films because for me, it's something that I've grown up doing a lot of these fan films. And
yeah,
I know it's a passion. It comes from a place of passion. And I like to see that translate to the screen. So yeah, if you've got that,
Yes.
definitely.
So we did Captain America and then we did Black Widow. Um, so
That's
I was a
exciting.
voiceover in that one for a very short time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely want to do that.
yeah, I'll send you those after.
Definitely.
Okay. With all your experiences behind the camera, how do
Mhm.
you think that improves your performance in front of it?
Great question. Yeah, I love mentioning this to people. It's almost like another knowledge that you have. It's when you're acting, you know things that are going to happen further down the process. Like you know what it's going to be like in the editing suite. You know what it's looking like on the camera. So
Yeah,
there's certain things that you can translate in your performance, knowing like not to stack or where to move in your positioning because you know the framing will be that tighter if they're using this lens. You know, all right, I can't move that much. And
yeah.
especially when it comes to editing, you know how continuity works a lot.
Oh,
So
yes, that bugs me a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
placement of things and all that. But yeah, it's just almost like an added knowledge. It's like going to university and learning things on top of things that you already know, and it translates very well to the acting. And I think it's almost an important skill that most actors should have, at least a basic knowledge of the other side of the process. And yeah,
Yeah.
it does help. It really, really helps.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Um, what's more challenging for you? Delivering subtle emotion in a quiet scene or sustaining high energy during dramatic or action scenes?
Ooh. I like that question.
Thank you.
I think for me, ooh, it's almost a combination of both because I know sometimes when it's those quiet, subtle moments, you can get really caught in kind of just being still. And sometimes if you get caught out being too still, when the camera cuts to you, there's no change in emotion. It's just you trying to look like you're in your own head. And you might be thinking in your head like all the things that you want to be doing, but it's not really translating
Yeah.
you like your expression. So I feel like that comes with its own challenges. But then when it comes to the high intensity stuff, if we're talking action, the anger, that stuff is almost it's quite easy to keep going because you're throwing that into your movements and you can kind of keep that high energy. But then when it comes to being almost sporadic and that little more crazed and up there, sometimes it's harder to keep that because that's such a unique look and like
Yeah.
you're expressing your face as well as your body. So it's just that's its own thing. But I might say, in all honesty, I might say that type of action, that type of action might be a little tougher to kind of sustain because it's exhausting a lot more of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to get to a place that most people don't particularly want to go to be in that mood.
Yeah, I watched a very interesting thing with Matthew McConaughey. I think it was last week, and he was expressing how on his first take he'll take it up to like 20. So
Yeah.
like out of 10, he takes it up to 20. Like, and then everyone's like, all right, like bring it down. Because sometimes he expressed that it's almost awkward to get to that point. Like if you're not there
Yeah.
yet and they say, can you go higher? You can almost be awkward to get there. So he
To
said
reach it. Yeah.
start way too high, and then if you break it down from there, they can be like, all right, now you're
Well,
more
that's good
comfortable.
advice. That's good
Mm,
advice. I
that's
know
right.
with verticals, they want you to go over the top. So
Yeah,
in those particular ones, it might be handy to go 20.
yeah, no, definitely.
Okay. What is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on set?
Oh. The one that comes to mind straight away would have been on Spider-Man Seasons of Change. I think I put it in the behind the scenes as a blooper.
Okay.
It was a part where, so Eric, the co-director, he was the person dressed as Spider-Man in the suit. And there's this sequence where he's meant to be, I grab his leg and I like pull it down like before he tries to jump away. And basically he was hanging from a branch. We had him swinging back and forth to kind of create the momentum. And then when he's on the back arc, he lets go and then he would go down. And it was on maybe the fifth take after the other ones were like, oh, maybe we can do it a bit better. And because we're both the directors, we're looking at it.
Yeah.
We want it to be the best it can be. And we go, you know what, just go for it on this last one. And this last one, he really went for it and just bounced on the ground.
Ooh.
And it's the way he bounced, I couldn't contain myself. So in the shot, I actually had to cut up to there, so you can't see my mouth. but my body language starts laughing. And yeah, I think for me, that might have been one of the funniest things that have ever happened. These,
It's always the spontaneous,
yeah,
unexpected
those
things
little
that are the
accidents, like
funniest.
especially if no one gets hurt, it's even better. But yeah, you just can't help but laugh. And I know that there's a video of us reacting to that shot. Like literally when we got home, we watched it back and we recorded our reaction and just uncontrollably laughing. And yeah, I laugh. That for me, I think is probably the funniest one.
I have a bad habit of laughing at things that I shouldn't laugh at.
Me too. I'm really, really bad, but nah, for the most
Improve.
part, yeah, I like to try and keep it under control.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What are some challenges that you face on set that others outside the field might not recognize?
I think one that would come to mind is the whole learning the lines and everything like that. I think that's one that people do recognize though,
Yeah.
but that's what comes to my mind. It's because I recall being on set for Drowning on Love, so
Yes.
where I played Charles Turing, and with that one, I remember we finished. Oh, it would have been like a 10:30 at night wrap, and because I'm from where we film and where I live, it's maybe like an hour and a half drive,
Yeah.
and then you have to be back on set the next day at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's a late finish and then an early start, and then we have to move scenes around. So it's like you're trying to, yeah, almost organize yourself either on that drive home or as soon as you get home. And I think
Yeah.
that is, yeah, something that comes to be quite challenging. Then other things is maybe just really being able to hold performances and make them believable. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a challenging thing in itself that probably people don't, yeah, really get as much. They probably think that, oh yeah, you just got to act, do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not hitting like targets that the director is setting and that they can see for their vision, then it's just going to be a lot of repetition. People get frustrated, and it's just cascades. It's like one person gets frustrated because something's happening, and then it goes. But I think they're probably the things that people wouldn't really think about.
Yeah. And like with the vertical dramas, it's harder because you don't get as many takes. You can't just do it until you get it
Yeah.
right. So,
Yeah, so you really got to believe in what you're doing and make those around you believe in what you're doing is correct because sometimes there can be a little bit of back and forth and it's all just coming down to understanding and seeing where people are coming from. And yeah, I think
yeah. Sorry, the cat's meowing in the background.
don't worry, my dog's been crying at my door the whole time, so I hope
Oh,
you
she's
can't hear
just
that.
like running amok. I'm like, shh.
Nah, it's
Uh,
okay.
okay, if you could star in a vertical that you would class as your perfect storyline, what would it be?
Mm. I think I've got a couple. I've got one that it's a tough one. I might hold it to myself because
Yeah, that's
something
okay.
that I've wanted to make just as like a normal either series or a feature film. And it's been a passion. I've been writing this since like 2023 or 22 maybe. And I've always said since I've started the dramas, like the vertical dramas, I could see it as a vertical drama. And it
Yeah,
could be something I could have adopted really easily into that. But other than that, something that me and Olivia always talk about when we work on projects together is to do a horror vertical drama
yeah,
or something with more of a thriller aspect. And I think for me, that would be really cool. And I'd love to see one almost as like a period piece set in the 90s or the 80s. Because I feel like things like that can be done really well in verticals.
yeah,
It's always just, it comes down to the gamble of it because you have the higher ups who know what the system is and what's trending, what's working. And sometimes it's scary to almost step out and try something different because then you're the first one pioneering this genre. And if it doesn't
yeah,
land, then it's almost like you've wasted something. So for me,
yeah,
I would love to see something like that. I think that could be really, really cool. And you don't really see many of those because you see a lot more of the, yeah, two-sided man, woman, and
yeah.
they just find each other, have the happy ending, except for Light My Fire. Light My Fire is a different story, but
It is, yes. Well, we're kind of stuck on our three like kind of genres at the moment. So that's why I asked this question because I'm trying to expand and see what more people want on
Yeah.
screen.